Welcome to Toast with Hime. If you are new to my channel, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload new content. Honey, this is a continuation of part 1, which I'm going to leave in the description below. Please enjoy the video. I enjoyed my weekend with my friend. Like, it was just so much fun, guys. It was so much fun. I would call my partner here and there in between while I was on my getaway with my friend. But yeah, sometimes he would pick up and then we would talk properly, no problem. Other times he won't pick up and then he would just text me, I'll call you back later. But he wouldn't call me, he wouldn't call me. But then I didn't really mind, like I didn't take it to heart or something. Like, it didn't bother me because, honey, I was having fun. I was just enjoying myself with my friend, and I honestly didn't really keep track of the time, even though he would stay like 5 hours without calling me back, and then I would call him and stuff like that. But because I was having too much fun, I really didn't care or didn't mind or didn't really notice. Anyways, so we were supposed to come back the Monday because then the Monday was a holiday. But then my friend had something to do, so she changed her mind and she's like, no, we have to drive back the Sunday because then Monday is a holiday, and then she had decided she has to do some stuff at her house so that she's ready for Tuesday, you understand? So I was like, no, it's also a good idea because I also had some assignments to do and also some cleaning and laundry and all that to do at my house. The Monday, that was a holiday, so that Tuesday, like, I'm ready for school. As I said in my previous video, that I was studying at the university and working at the same time. So my sister really didn't work well because if I didn't give her clear instructions on what she has to do at home when I'm away, she wouldn't do it. So I knew that laundry might not be done, or even the cleaning and stuff might not be up to date. So, and sometimes it's also just good for you to clean your own house, you understand? Even though you live with your sister or your siblings, or whether it's your kids or friends or whatever, or family that you live with. But then there are times that you just need to clean your own place yourself, because, I mean, nobody cleans better than yourself, innit? So anyways, we drove back. I was trying to call my partner that Sunday, just to alert him, like to let him know, no, honey, we changed the plan and all this. And then he was not picking up, like he wasn't picking up, honey. So we drove, guys. Anyway, so when we reached in Gaborone, we actually did not go straight to my place. We first went to my friend's place, and then, yeah, we're just chilling there at her place. Like, I mean, I didn't really mind. And then after some time, I told her, no, you can just drop me by my place, because I was now getting tired and all that. So, yeah, she dropped me. We drove. When I got home, guys, when I got home, I found my sister, like Brenda, yeah? Brenda was in my bedroom. Brenda was in my bedroom, but then my partner was not in the room. My partner was in the kitchen. And then my partner was like shirtless. Guys, please, in order for you to get a background story, please watch part 1, okay? This is part 2. So I'm just going to link part 1 in the description below so that you really understand the whole story. Anyways, so I found my partner, because I got in the house. Obviously, the first thing is the lounge. So once I got in the lounge, because I had the keys to the lounge, and then my partner had the keys to the kitchen, and also Brenda had a spare key to the lounge. So Brenda and I both used to use the lounge. Now, when I got into the lounge, like, my partner was in the kitchen, and which would now, once you get in, the kitchen will be like on the left. Then if you go straight, it's then to the bedroom sides. And then my partner was standing in the kitchen shirtless. And then he was wearing his boxer short, like he just woke up kind of situation. And that was in the afternoon, around 3 to 4-ish. I was like, okay, honey, how are you? Like, it's a lazy day kind of situation, because we had an agreement, like, before Brenda moved in. We had an agreement that when Brenda is going to live with us, he is not going to stay like shirtless or like coming out in the boxer short. And also Brenda knows that she's not supposed to be wearing like certain seductive kind of clothes, because this is for respect, honey, for respect. And yeah, because this is my man and that's my sister, like we don't want these awkward situations, like for him to be walking around in a boxer short shirtless and I'm not home. And then I was like, oh honey, how are you? Brenda heard me, like she heard me. So Brenda was coming out of my bedroom, like guys, like Brenda is walking out of my bedroom. Guess what she's wearing? Yes, she is just in her sleepwear. It's a little dress, very sexy dress. You know, she's young, like she's young, guys. My younger sister, so obviously she wouldn't be wearing like those heavy pajamas kind of situation. So she was wearing just a sleepwear and a very silk satin sexy sleepwear. So she got out of the bedroom, and then she's going to her room. Like, I just got home, honey. Could you not just greet me? Like, she didn't even greet me or anything. Like, she was just walking towards her bedroom from my room. And I'm standing there, stunned, like, okay, what's going on? Like, what's popping? My man is here shirtless and in the boxer short, and my sister is getting out of my bedroom. And then I was like, hi, Brenda. Hi, sis. Like, how are you? And then she's like, oh, I did not see you. I was just going to collect a charger. Girlfriend didn't even have a charger in her hands to start with. Like, what charger are you going to collect in my room? Like, girl. Anyways, so now I didn't ask her that, just because like at that moment, like, you know how things are, like at that moment you are unable to talk. And then you'll be asking yourself, like, I wish I would have said this or that. And, you know, just because I saw her walking out of the room, like, I think I was just shocked or something. I don't know. I think I was just shocked. So when she walked out of the room, I was like, I didn't think properly. Like, my mind was just all over the place. My emotions was everywhere. And then, yeah, she greeted me back. So when I greeted her, I'm like, hi, how are you? And she's like, oh, hi, sis. And then she's like, oh, you came back early. I said, yeah, we had some change of plans. And I said, oh, okay. Like, just brushing me off. Like, oh, okay. And then she just went into her room, like, with an attitude and everything. And then, yes, my man, very shocked that I'm back. Like, as if the place is not my place. He was so shocked. But anyways, he couldn't ask me anything. So I went in the room, like, clearly, you know, I don't know, guys. When it comes to my room, like, I know my room perfectly well. I know my men's cologne. I know my perfumes. And definitely the perfume in that room on the blankets was not mine. It wasn't mine. But anyways, I took a deep breath, and then I told myself, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. Like, I'm not going to think otherwise. So I'm just going to go with whatever that my sister told me, that she came to look for a charger. So it's going to be that way, and I'm not going to let my mind go wild. Guys, I know, right? I am very, very naive, and I give people that benefit of the doubt. And I take long. Like, I'm somebody that takes very long to react on situations and stuff. So I let some stuff just slide down, I guess. Yeah, and I'm not somebody that really opens up real quick. So I might sweep some of the things right under the carpet. Like, and that's exactly what I did. I just swept everything under the carpet and I just left it there. I know, right? It's not the right thing to do, but that's what I did. So I went in the shower. I took a shower, changed, dressed up like comfortably, and then this is the time that my man decided to take a t-shirt and put on. Like, he put on a t-shirt because he's at home and whatnot. Anyways, so a couple of days passed. I never discussed this. Like, we never spoke about Brenda walking out of my room and him being shirtless or anything. We just, we just let it go. So a couple of days passed. We all went back. It was a long weekend, and that long weekend was over. And then we all went back to work. So I went back to work and started attending my classes. My man was working and Brenda was attending school. As usual, everything went back to normal. And then on this specific day, now, guys, whatever you do, just know that whatever that you do in the darkness, eventually it shall come to light. It does not matter how long it will take, but it shall come to light. That is just one thing. Okay, that if there's anything that you need to take away from this video, it's just that, because anything you do in the dark will definitely one day, it however long it takes, but it will one day come out. So this specific day, Brenda asked me to pick her up, okay, at school, because she was like, no, sis, there were issues apparently with her taxi, and I think the taxi driver had to fix the car or whatever. There were just some issues. And then she's like, no, sis, if you can just pick me up and whatnot. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I'll pick you up. This is an agreement we had like around 10 a.m. in the morning. But then homegirl decided to organize again. Later during the day, probably they made some arrangements for my partner, to pick her up. So meaning that by the time that, like when she made those changes, I think she forgot to get back to me and tell me, not that I think, but then she definitely forgot to get back to me and tell me that, no, sis, you don't have to pick me up. I have plans or whatever, or I got a lift or something, just to cancel the plans with me. Fine. Now, the time that she gave me, she said I should pick her up around 3 p.m. and stuff like that. So I was now ready to pick her up at that specific time. But then I tried calling her, because definitely at work I needed to ask for permission in order for me to leave early, because I usually used to leave around 5. And then that time I had to ask for permission so that I can come early and pick her up, and I didn't want her to stay there. And you know how it gets, like you are just already tired from classes and everything. And on that specific day again, I was having evening classes, I was attending classes at varsity. So our homegirl was like, I was trying to call her and she wasn't picking up. And I'm like, I have, like, time is running and, I need to make sure I get her and come back to work, and then from there prepare myself for my evening classes. Anyways, tried calling her, she wasn't picking up. I went to school, she was not at school. I asked the other kids, I'm not kids, but then the other learners that I found, they were not really kids, as in kids, very small kids. No, they were not. They were just bigger girls and boys. So I asked them if they have seen her, and they said, no, we don't know her, whatever. I was like, okay, fine. It's a big school anyways. I can't expect her to be known, like. So me, with all this frustration and everything, I tried calling my partner. He wasn't picking up. She wasn't picking up. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I have to go back home. So, I have to go back to work in order for me to just sum up my daily work and then get ready for the evening classes. And because I knew I was going to attend my evening classes on that specific day, I carried my books with. And I carried everything for the evening classes. But now this is one thing that they didn't know. So my partner actually thought I wouldn't come back home, because that's what I do. I don't really come back home, because if I carry everything, like I have my books and everything, I don't need to come back home. I just go from my work and then I go straight. So I came back home because I couldn't find my sister. So I decided to come back home. My goodness, you guys, you have not seen it all yet. You have not seen it all yet. So I get back home and I'm like, what happened to Babes? He's already home, like so early. And that was now like past 3 going towards 4. And he's supposed to be at work at least until 5 p.m. He didn't discuss it with me. And I was like, is he sick? Is he fine? Is everything all right? But anyways, I just got in. I opened the door, got inside. And guess what? Guess what, guys? My man and my sister were busy making out in the lounge. In the lounge. They were just literally in their birthday suits in the lounge. As I got in, I just opened, because with our doors, like, you could, even if there's a key inside, you can still put in the key from outside and open. So that is how the doors are. Just when I opened, like, here they are in front of me, guys. A huge slap in my face. Like, seriously, I was so shocked, because this is my biological sister we are talking about, and this is my man that I trust so much. This is my sister that I trust so much. Like, two people I love the most doing that to me. I couldn't. I was there. My tongue could not move. I couldn't say a word. Like, you would have told me now, or you can tell me now that I would have said this or that, or I would have done this and that, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't say anything at that point in time, and I was just staring at them. And then my sister was like, "Oh, sorry sis, I'm so sorry." I was just quiet. And I was just standing there staring at them. And then my sister picked up her clothes and she went in the room. My partner picked up the clothes and went in our room. I was still standing, guys. I was still standing at that same spot. Like, they both dressed up and they came back. They still found me standing in the same spot, guys. I was so shocked. And by the time that my sister now came out, and she's like, "No, sis, I'm very sorry, what. The only thing that was happening is my tears were rolling down the chin. My tears were rolling down the chin. And then I was asking her, "Why, sis? Like, why? Why, sis? Like, why?" And I was just crying, I was just crying. I couldn't act. I couldn't do anything at all. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't say anything. And at that point in time, I couldn't even go back to work or anything. I was just so confused. It felt so surreal. Like, at that point in time, I just felt like I'm dreaming. I would have probably done something. I would have said something at that point, or I don't know, but I didn't do anything. I couldn't say anything. And I was just standing there. And then my partner comes and he tells me to sit down. And then I sat down. And then they decided, no, actually, we have to call someone maybe to talk to you. And I couldn't talk. Like, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't fight. I couldn't do anything. I was just seated there like a dummy or something. So then I phoned my friend, and then my partner spoke to him that, no, you have to come and talk to her, and she's in a situation, in a state. So my friend comes over, and then she's asking what's happening, what's wrong. And they couldn't say it. They couldn't tell my friend, but then I couldn't speak as well. So my friend was like, no, let's go to my place, so that I can be able to talk to you. So yeah, I went over to my friend's place, and later on when I was calm, I told my friend, and yeah, but then this relationship actually just ended because my partner chose to date my sister. As we are currently speaking now, my partner is married to my sister. They are living together. I mean, they are married, husband and wife. And yeah, I've moved out of the house, and then yeah, I'm just on my own, guys. At the moment, currently now, I'm actually in a relationship. I have children. I've moved on with my life, but then this is just something that I wanted to share with the world out there, just so that you can know that, it's not easy in life. Do not trust anyone. Do not trust anyone, because you never know. You never know what they are planning behind your back. The only person that you can actually trust is yourself. But sometimes, you can trust yourself as well. If you are new to my channel, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload new content. And if you have a story that you would love to share, please do not forget to send it to my email address. It will be in the description below. Until next time, bye-bye.